Okay, let's look at the this week's stock market indices. Week of ending 7th of October. We start with the US and start with the Dow Jones. So Dow Jones saw um, an uptick. It closes uh, it closes on a high, but actually on Friday there was a huge pullback. Looking at the weekly chart, it kind of hovers around after it broke through the support at in the previous week. Okay, it was trying to do a rebound, okay, which is pretty normal, but got rejected in terms of going higher. So now, if next week if it uh, breaks uh, the low of the week of 30th September, then we confirm that we can confirm that there's more room for downward movement in the Dow Jones. So for those who are long on the Dow Jones stock components, then it's better to stay out at this point in time. But if you're shorting, then hold on tight and put a tight stop, because this particular support line is a long-term support line and can prove to be very strong. Now let's look at the S&P 500. So on the S&P 500, it's the same thing. Uh, Essentially, it, it was trying to do a rebound after breaking the support over here, right? And just like the Dow Jones, it fails to uh, close above this support resistance line over here, which suggests a weakness. So in terms of the S&P 500, those who are bearish, you can continue to hold on to it and probably uh, and watch out for the any downward movement until the long-term support line over here. Okay, for those who has been holding on to S&P 500, either the index uh, or the stocks components itself, then might want to consider on lightening up your position. Okay, so on the next, let's look at the Nasdaq Composite. So Nasdaq Composite, as expected, in uh, 2 weeks ago, I mentioned about this particular support line over here. So it closes right about there. So watch out for any breakdown of this of the stock indices below the support line. Okay, we suggest that the bearish momentum is pretty strong, and for those who want to do a short of the Nasdaq Composite, then well, this is the point. The break below it is the point where you can do it, but do also watch out for this uh, long-term support line over here. Okay, so we move on to take a look at the some Euro indices, namely the CAC 40 and the FTSE. So you can see that for Europe, because of the self-inflicted wound in terms of the conflict in Ukraine, okay, it has already broken below the support line, and two attempts to do a rebound off after it broke the support line, but it has been failing to do so. So there's continued weakness in the CAC 40. In terms of the FTSE 100, is the same thing. No, it doesn't actually. It wasn't able to close above the support line conclusively. So there's still quite a bit of weaknesses in the stock market for the FTSE 100. So for those wants who are bearish, just watch out for any close above um, the September 30th. Okay, if we close above it, then no, there's a bit of a relief in terms of the bearish momentum. But if again it fails to break in, then we can actually expect more downside to it. Now, moving on to the Asia side, okay, we can actually look at the Hang Seng Index. So Hang Seng Index is pretty close to the long-term support line, so I wouldn't suggest doing any shorting. But also there's no indication of a strong rebound um, of this strong support line. So hang on there. Um, in terms of any actions required, then I would suggest just do a watch and see. Now for the K225, okay, you can see that the stock is still, it actually bounced off this short-term support line over here. Okay, I would caution against opening new positions and going long on this because it's still below this resistance line, very strong resistance line over here. So now just hang on tight and do nothing at this point in times in terms of adjusting your portfolio. That would be what I would do. As for the Shanghai Stock Exchange, okay, we can see that similar to the quite a few stock indices, we are actually very close to the long-term support line for these stock indices. So um, caution in terms of opening new positions, whether long or short Shanghai Stock Exchange in the component stocks. Right. We are seeing a bit weakening in terms of the bearish momentum, but it does not mean that the bull is coming back anytime soon. Uh, on on the Korea side, Kospi 200, okay, nothing much that warrants any new action because it is very close to the support line over here. Any breakdown may suggest more bearish movements, but I wouldn't uh, um, bet against this bearish moment. I wouldn't take any bets on the continued momentum until we can see a decisive breakdown below the long-term support line. Finally, for STI index, okay, you can see it is forming a head and shoulders, so very close to the support line. If it does um, break through the support line, break below the support line, then you can actually initiate some short positions over there. Because this head and shoulders pattern typically is quite a good indicator of bearish momentum over here. So that's it for the um, a wrap up of the global stock indices for the week ending 7th of October.